Oh, it started up in the background. There we go. Because I just prepared a thing here because I wanted to provide a little service for everyone who watches the video back. And that is just showing here how the current challenge is going. As you can see here, we have on this is all Twitch because I focus on live streaming, but I do provide a bit of a service for everyone on YouTube who watches the videos back. Started at 3600 pet. We are just zoom in here. We started at 3600 pet. If you want to see this in a better quality, just jump over to Twitch and take a look there. Started at 3600. We are currently at 5124. And this is after 4.5 weeks. Week 5 isn't done yet, and this number is subject to change. But yeah, we are definitely well. We are going up nicely. It's going well. Yeah, today's run is I merged yesterday's run with today's run because I thought it was quite a small run and I didn't want to do the full what do you call it? Oh, hang on, actually I need to read. I didn't want to do a full update just for a, what was it, 200-300 pet run. I thought it was kind of a small run. I only had a couple of hours, which I also have today. I only have a couple of hours here. These days I'm quite busy, but I will try and get a run in whenever I can. So yeah, and also we will be launching a little meme competition soon. There's been a couple who said they wanted to throw in a few pet here and there as prizes. So yeah, and I'll throw some in myself as well. So if you have a meme, send it in the chat, and we will combine them all and make a little showcase of them all, and then have a vote about who's the best, and we'll see how the prizes will be distributed, but most likely like first, second, and third. And of course you can have your meme featured here, have people see your work. Anyways, enough is enough. We need to go mine.
And it's gone.
So it is a rather quiet time of day. I picked up a couple of level 5 amplifiers here. So now that I have the ability to drop rather heavy, I will go and take a look here on the Cave Sap and Cave Sap, Euphonic Steam, and gas and lubricant fields. The problem with these fields are, as you know, they're heavily mined, so our returns can be really bad if we come in there right after someone else just joined, and we don't wanna do that. Let me just get the chat up here for. How about chat, please? There we go. I think we're close. Oh, I need to update this. Otherwise, I can't see who is here. This is yeah, this is really the power of Twitch. It's the ability to interact real time. It's the ability to get your questions answered. It's the ability to interact with other people who are also in the stream. Yeah, it's an extremely strong tool, and for a game like Entropia that's so heavily knowledge driven, you really want to try and get ahead of everyone else as much as you can by being smarter. Simply, I called the stream title on Twitch today Civilized PvP Market Smackdown, because basically that is what it is. You want to have other people buy your stuff at a higher price than you paid for it, whether you paid it by buying it directly. Or we need to get rid of that amplifier. We don't want an amplifier on our ore finder in this area. No, I don't think I can generate enough markup to really make it worthwhile. So I always go, or not always, but most of the time I go on amped here on the TerraMaster 8 for ores. So yeah, that seems to generate the best returns to me, at least. Probably could do some calculations whether or not I get enough Redolite Sandaria, Redolite Canarium to make it worthwhile, but I don't think so. So we instantly get Magirian Mist, not really what we want, but the claim size is decent. It's not the top of our range, but it is above average, so that's a good sign. So what's going on here? Why I have no sound? Why doesn't the game have any sound here? What's going on? I just relogged to fix that, and now it apparently disappeared again. Hang on. Doesn't show. I think I need to reload the game here. 1 second. It did the same thing earlier. Remove the sound. Apparently it's some kind of channel thing. Hang on. It's yeah, it's kind of weird. The game, for some reason, I only have that problem in Entropia. I haven't had it in any other games, but apparently it's obviously like any computer. I have multiple ways of projecting sound from the system. So you know, I have a pair of loudspeakers, and my screen has an inbuilt.
And it's gone.
An inbuilt like crappy sound speaker as well, but I'm obviously using my headset. But for some reason, this game insists on projecting the sound through my screen, and now it doesn't even project it through my screen anymore. It just disappeared. There we go. It's back. So yeah, I don't know what's really going on with it. Oh wow, now it's really loud. There we go. I don't really know how to, I don't think I can really fix it, to be honest. Probably need some kind of tech capabilities that are beyond me. Oh, that was the one, wasn't it? There we go. Play. Someone asked me earlier if it isn't hard sometimes to like on one amplifier drop where you can actually hit really big loot and then have another amplifier that is unamped, and it's basically a more boring way of playing per se, like mining unamplified on one and then have the equivalent of a level 6, level 7 amplifier on the other. But I honestly don't think so. To me, the exciting part is making money, and I'm trying to adjust whatever actions I do to suit that goal. And what is exciting to me, like you noticed when we hit that almost 1k huff yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? Like I actually got more excited looting 2 Sanarium stones we got 2 claims later, because I knew that was pure profit. That huff, we might pay for that one later. I know it's exciting, and I know it gives you this short-term boost to your motivation. Like, okay, you got paid. We got paid right there. But technically, we didn't get paid. We did though get paid on the Sanarium stones. We know that for sure. We know the Mind Out won't come with their grabby little fingers and try and get that back from us. They will though do that on the huff. Obviously, Hall of Fame entries, globals, and stuff like that are really powerful, because if you get them in a, like, let's say we hit a cave sap, 100 pet cave sap here, that's 40 pet, no, that's more than 65 pet profit right there. So yeah, obviously they're extremely powerful if you get them in, because you get a large quantity of something. So if you get that large quantity in something that has a decent markup, then boom. obviously there are the opportunity in this game. It is possible to run over expected. Like they said that every player will on average get between, this is hunting, I know it isn't adjusted yet for mining. Bobatron made that quite clear, and you're absolutely right, Bobatron, but everyone in this game get 96 to 98% return. That's just fixed. Obviously for mining and for crafting it can be lower, because they haven't come in with the loot 2.0 adjustments, and they might just fine tune the old system to, they're trying to decrease variance to make sure that people can keep playing. In the earlier days it could take 6 months to a year before you saw your payback. That meant you could run 82-83% returns on average, and then suddenly you get a big huff and you get adjusted back up to the 96-98% mark. Obviously that can be quite rough, because no matter how good you are, you're gonna have an extremely hard time making money if you get only 85-80% returns. Like you would have to generate on average 15-16-17% markup, and that is extremely hard in this current market. There are shorter periods of time where market has openings where it is possible, but on an average like this, 108 to 113% is quite solid. So yeah, Minark were kind of wrecking players left and right with that timer system. But what I was saying was that it is technically, even though you have those 96-98% average returns set for every player, it is possible to actually have a more than 100% return. It is technically possible. Minark have said that obviously there are some very bad players out there. We all know someone who's burning through pet like a madman and doing all kind of stupid shit. Minark doesn't take every single one of the pets that guy loses. Actually, some of them are being put into the like a zero-sum pool, and then players who are playing well and are making smart decisions can get parts of that as a higher return. Minark, to my knowledge at least, I haven't read anywhere or seen anywhere how you, like, what is good plays and what is bad plays. Minark hasn't commented on what kind of actions are the right kind of actions that makes you benefit from that kind of money, from that pool. So yeah, that's Minark has been quite secretive on to like what to do, where to go, what is the right play and stuff like that. They have commented some on the mechanisms that drive the economy, but how to really perform the best in this economy is, from what I've read, what they wrote, is what they want people to figure out themselves. They completely recognize that this is a very knowledge-driven economy and a very knowledge-driven game. Probably should put on the speed armor here. Oh, didn't empty it out. There can't be much left. So I won't continue much longer. I might try another finder for a few drops here, but I won't continue much longer if we continue finding Magirian Mist. There's no point. Yeah, there's someone else here as well, so I'm just gonna leave. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave. Again, my reason for leaving is there's been actually quite a lot of tests through the ages, but the best one I've read so far was on Panclypso forum lately. They did some testing and found out that when someone runs through a clean area, a fresh area that hasn't been mined, you got an average hit rate of around 27%, which is supported by a lot of testing and a lot of very extensive testing through the times. So you get 27% hit rate in a fresh area. But if you go into an area that has been recently mined, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes prior by another avatar, your hit rates go down to 6.8%. And yeah, obviously they didn't test whether or not you would get compensated by a HOF or something later, but personally I wouldn't believe so. But I don't know, it might be. But no matter what, your variance will just spaz out completely. So I don't want to take that chance. I see no point in taking that chance. So far we have plenty of other areas to go to. So I might try the DSEG L30 finder here. That's the one, right? One that's a little darker. Yeah. Would be nice if they gave individual skins to each finder line. Made it a bit easier to distinguish them in the inventory here. There's no point in every, like these are supposedly, like this is a Simplex finder, this is DSEG finder. These are always these Simplex as well, but technically the storyline, Terramaster, the storyline in the universe is, god damn it, there's someone else here. The storyline in the universe is that it's all different companies producing their own type of finders. So technically, wouldn't they come up with a different kind of design for their individual product? I'm gonna continue just a little bit more here, just to check. We have hit a few claims and we dropped like 4 or 5 probes, so the jury's still out whether or not we can continue. I need to use the DSEG, by the way. We obviously get Magirian Mist with the set 20. That has been established. Oh, hang on 1 second. me just check here that I actually unmuted the microphone. I did. Good. Had a little incident yesterday, I believe it was, where I was running with a muted microphone for 5 minutes, talking to myself, answering questions. I felt kind of stupid. We also get Magirian Mist, seems, with the L30. I'll do a couple more drops here, but most likely won't continue much in this area. I've seen these kind of runs a million times, and yeah, it just doesn't change. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow here. It's just gonna continue with these kind of crap finds. Obviously, it's not. Hello, Star Tracer. How you doing, man? You good? You're mining the exact same area as me right now, and you have hit 35 Magirian Mists in a row. Yeah. That's just supports it, I guess, so I might as well just jump here. There's no point in continuing. It's probably just been overmined and it's all emptied out. So we're gonna... might just try the edge here. Sometimes the edges are a bit better. People have been all the way out, so I'll run north from here. You just ran on top of the land area and just passed me in the south. Okay, yeah. You might have been one of the green dots I saw there. Like, these are extremely... when these pools or areas here, when they're full, this is without a doubt... oh, actually I need my these land areas, like this Chinook jungle here, is without a doubt the best, in my opinion, the best in meta mining fields. It has so much just right on top of the land area. Yeah. Yeah, Magirian Mist continues. So we might get a single cave sap or a single Garson or stuff like that, but on average here we're not gonna... there's nothing for us here. Star Tracer took it all, I guess. But congratulations on the 35 pet Magirian. Money is money, right? Might drop a bit heavier on the ore side. I don't know if Star Tracer is at a what kind of depth you're really searching at, but not everyone is running 1,000 meters average search depth, so I'll see if I can squeeze out a little red light that you missed. you hit a lot of Garson earlier, but suddenly it just switched off, and the only thing hitting was Magirian. Yeah, we've been talking quite a bit on this channel here about the whole limited, like there are a limited amount of each resource within each server area here, and once those pools of resources are emptied out, it just goes to the default stuff, which in this area is Magirian Spray and Belcar. So once people have mined all the good stuff, that's what's left. You just mine with the 105, so maybe try Diva. You know what? A 105 is an excellent finder for in matters. I use set 20 myself in this area. My reason for using the set 20 is just that I don't know if it is or not, but it has a cheaper drop rate. It's cheaper on each drop, even with the markup. So that's my reason for using it. But myself, I use the 105 equivalent as well. I see no point in going 1,000 meter search depth for in matters. Doesn't hit anything good. Gas and lubricant, cave sap especially. Cave sap isn't reacting. It doesn't seem to want to really drop in sufficient quantities for a deep finder. So it's not really about being a noob or not. It is about making a smart choice. And in this area, the 105 finder is the smart choice. My own reason is when it comes to ores, the 105 finder doesn't really get the job done. Most ores that has markup, quantium, rhodolite, canarium, even beryllium to some extent, all drop in better quantities with a deeper finder. So when it comes to ores, skills are kind of important because you need to utilize deeper tools. But when it comes to a matter, skills still isn't really that important. As long as you can max the 105, you can perform on the highest level in my opinion. Probably only blood moss, which is only in PvP areas, that really takes depth. And obviously Dunkel Particle, but I don't think that's 1,000 meters. What I've read, I might be wrong, but maybe 670 or something. But it's so rare, nobody searches for it actively. It's just something that comes in your inventory once in a while. Yeah, right now I'm using the L30. Obviously that's a bit deeper, it's 820 meters. That is simply because I wanted to test for some Typhonic Steam. Typhonic Steam is here as well. And Typhonic Steam seems to reside in that area there. That's the only matter in this area. It takes a little more depth, but to my opinion the drop rate of it seems to be so low that it's not the one I really want. And also Cave Sap has better markup, so I'd rather target that. We get a little Canarian there. It's not the best markup, but it's definitely better than Belcar. Oh, you hit some Typhonic Steam earlier, yeah. Feels good. We don't want to go too far north here. Then we'll get into the list fields. We don't really want that. Now you have 42 hits in a row on Magirian. So did you drop 42 probes and got hits on all of them? Because that's pretty amazing. You're even too new to have unlocked the mission. Oh well... Do I have a Magirian Spray mission? I don't think I do. I think you can choose those. So if you chose something else... I don't know actually. I think that's just a matter of going through the missions. I don't think that's really skill based. No, I don't have the Magirian one either. Mindog is spanking everyone right now, it seems, but I'm out of this area here. I don't feel like continuing. As I said, I've seen these kind of runs several times. There's no pot of gold in the end of the rainbow. Best thing you can do is switch areas, try some other server regions, see if there's something left in the ground, and if it continues, do something else. I know it sucks, I know it's not really motivational, like just keep grinding and you will get there. This game doesn't reward that kind of grinding. It does reward grinding very much. It's a grinding game, but you can't, when the whole economy like this, when the loot just isn't in the ground, it just isn't there. If you try and force it by, maybe maybe it's only for people who use high amplifiers. Maybe I just need to spend more money, then it will come. No, it won't come. It'll just get wrecked. So we get a little gas and grease. We are at the edges here. There's a very good chance that the Star Tracer or whoever has been running this area has ended their run not at the end of that field, but a little prior to avoid hitting the list field. We might get a few more gas and grease and some stuff up here. I don't know if that's the case or whether or not, and you can like just mine the center here and empty out the whole area or not, but we're gonna try a little more. I personally seem to try and get you hitting gas and okay, well it might just be a little replenish of the pool and definitely seem to be some what do you call it, cycles coming in. I've done a lot of talk with Straken, another miner. We used to be in a society for a lot of years together. The society I'm in right now kind of died out a little. We all took breaks and there's not many active these days, so Straken moved off to soft, but we talked a lot in the past and we seem to, like the waves seem to hit us simultaneously, so when he had good mining, I had good mining, and when he was hitting rare ores, I was hitting rare ores and stuff like that, so yeah, okay, save. Now cave sap, so something's happening here. Cave sap. It was just short, an abbreviation. We'll see if we can get a little as well. I'm not too aggressive on my dropping here. Normally I would in this area because it normally is a very good field, so if I had it on my own or felt like it was a fresh, I would just drop. But now I don't mind a little break in between. I don't want to cycle too much pet in a broken field. So unfortunately we haven't gotten any yet. We gotten a bit of gas and that was it. Look at that. What a miserable inventory. I really love this area. It is, as I said, one of the best fields, so I really want to make it work, but yeah. Might just teleport out of here. Yeah, there's no point in continuing here. I'm just gonna burn pets. What a shame. What a shame. This is taxed area, so I'm also gonna relax here. As long as I'm in that anyways. Might go for Cenorium then. Oh wow, really hefty tax here, 4.9. Yeah, let's get out of here. Now paying tax in this game, because the margins are so brutal, can really wreck you real fast. It is a lot of pet you lose. You have to pay to mine or hunt on someone's land area. I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Obviously, when some land areas has a really decent drop rate on some rare ores like Sandarium, I will do it, because Sandarium can easily pay the tax. One Sandarium stone pays the tax for 500 pet spent in that land area, so if you get 2 stones of that, you're good to go. More. Oh, fruit. Nearly missed it. We get a little phonics team here. Obviously helps us tremendously. A pretty big claim as well. It's just RNG on the excavator that made us pull 4 times. Ample claim size is the top of our range. It is the highest average. It is the highest size of claim you'll get using this kind of a finder and amplifier, so it's quite good. Feels good not worrying about returns for this week. After the HOF yesterday, and we also had a good run before that, we're gonna present profit for this week. No, like I really have to cock this one up big time to not deliver a massive profit for the week. Feels good, man. Our probably have to craft explosive projectiles or something to lose that much. Or level 13 amplifiers, that will do it as well. Now, the whole Chinook area, I'm not ready to give up on it yet. I said I would go for Sandarium, but that Euphonic Steam and the amples here, I really want to try a little more, so I might just continue over here to Gaia's Cradle. Mine the untaxed areas around here. It can be pretty damn good. I think Euphonic Steam, I'm not sure, obviously I've been on break for a long time, but Euphonic Steam is one of those resources that can drop in significant quantities, and it is 140%, so yeah, can really 100 pet worth of that can really propel us into the green. And we haven't found any red light yet. That's normally a few claims for us out there. So my reason for staying just in between the land areas to keep as much distance to each of them is because it doesn't matter if I drop, from how I understand it, and from what Mindark said, it doesn't matter if I drop the probe outside the land area, if the claim is inside the land area, pay tax. It's the same as if I pull a mob, or a mob wanders out of the land area and I kill it outside the land area. If the mob spawns inside the land area, I will still pay tax, even though I pull it out. So we are slowly getting up in surveyor skill. I want to get it up. I want to get my surveying skill up. I want to use the Cougar Finder. Find matter, but I don't have skill increase period on it yet. I think it takes level 60, so yeah, we still have 4 levels, 0.3. there we go. Two red light stones. Not bad. I have a boom that holds up my microphone. It's one I made myself. I went and bought a come on you. When they bought, you know, one of those magnifying glasses that old people use, and this boom held that magnifying glass up, so you could like put it on top of your newspaper and read. And I took out the magnifying glass and replaced it with my microphone. I didn't want to pay the money that a real boom. Obviously you can buy like real microphone booms and they were probably a lot better quality, but they were quite expensive and I didn't want to pay that. So I thought, well, I'll go pick up this one here for old people, and it was like $10. And I took out the magnifying glass and put on my microphone there instead. But the problem is, kinda loses strength real fast, so it has a hard time holding up my microphone boom. The microphone might be a bit heavier as well. That might be why, but it works. It still works, but it needs a bit of tightening the screws once in a while. Still better than a $100 boom. Problem is, if the microphone falls down too low and it gets too close to my keyboard, keystrokes go through as being quite high. It can be a bit annoying. So at least we're getting more Garson now, that's important. Oh, little 5 pet Atrox there. Almost 6 pet. So, 132 pet Nigerian right into the trade terminal. The pain, yeah. Unfortunately, Nigerian Mist is probably the Eudoria or the Calypso with the least markup. You really need a massive bankroll to be able to save up enough to sell on auction. Try some Dianthus, yeah, that would definitely be better. Yeah, I'll probably give up on this place as well. At least you can't hit Magirian, that's true, but you can hit oil. Oil is actually better. It's just how bad it is. Another little Atrox there. So not Atrox, Argonaut of course. Yeah, I really want to mine Dianthus more actively. Unfortunately, I haven't found any real clean fields of it yet. It's definitely a very interesting matter that I'm keeping my eye out for. Dianthus is, what is it now, 145%? Sometimes touches the 150 mark, so. I'm probably just heading out of the area right now. Don't really know where to go though. I might just go for some slow mining, for some Sandarium, see if that drops. This isn't really leading anywhere good. I love this area so much. Oh, fruit. Ample though, it's a decent flame size, but Magirian missed. And a little fruit right next to it. Little ball of Magirian with fruit. Nice driving. Noob. gonna head out to the Sandarium area, I believe. Don't think there's really much for me here. Come on, you. Give us some good stuff. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna sell Megarian and the Belcar. Unfortunately, we are still not in a place where we can save that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna note down here and make sure to add it to the returns. 184.91. Just gonna straight up sell this here because that came from hunting. Never sell shrapnel, always convert, but I can't convert it yet. Oh, nice. Because then it will mess up the run. And then I need to add, come on. Add a 200 pet here because I'm gonna add 200 pet of survey probes. One second. gotta remember to unmute mic. I'm just boiling a few eggs here for the lunch. Let's see, they need 9 minutes, so 7 minutes technically. That's too slow. Dang, these are some banging disco tunes, aren't they? Bring out those sharp colors, the trumpet pants thingies. Devil's Tail, not bad. We found a decent amount of that yesterday as well. I say decent, but Devil's Tail tend to come in small quantities on average. Stones, good times. Just gonna drop one more for in matter here. Henry terms is good. It's 250% now, I believe. Probably need to consider selling what we have in inventory. I think we have 60 pettish. Holy moly! Ah, it's only a 7-2 petter. I'll take it. Unamplified is always nice. This game is weird sometimes. It wouldn't descend. just stuck there in the air. I'll just quickly refine the handle stems because I need to make sure that I get the most markup for it as possible, and if it's above average right now, it's time, yeah, I need to list my handle stems when I get back. I don't see anything in the drop rate that really warrants it should go up. Thanks, Darts Racer Man. Thank you. Yeah, it might be small. It's always good. $72 pet. Yeah, the Hoff list is someone has probably been mining with little 13 amplifier and hit a lot of Hoffs in a row, and then they ran out. And now it's needs a bit of replenishing of finds. I'll just mute you guys real quick here because I need to go get some food. I'm really hungry. I'm looking forward to it. Be right back. What's wrong with you guys out there? You're such creeps, man. Why do my viewers go up when I mute the mic for food? It happens almost every time. It's like, are you guys hoping to catch the sound of me eating, or like, is it the anticipation for when I get back? Like, I wonder what he sounds like. He's probably a big fat ogre or something. So weird. It happens almost every time. I mute the mic, get some lunch, come back, and there's a few more viewers every time. Just sitting out there waiting for me to come back. Wonder what I say. Wonder what I sound like. You're like, whatever. I really needed that. I was so hungry. I can't wait for that Blauserium to sell. Once our Blauserium Hof has sold, yeah, we got a pretty sweet time with the bankroll then. It's 1,000 pet extra on it. Probably won't change much about how I play, but it will allow me to save up. Right now I have 200 pet of light liquid in storage, which I normally would have sold, but I really want to wait till the market recovers a little and the price goes up on it. Right now I could probably sell it at 113%, but I think it should be more like 125. So I'm just waiting for it to get back up there. But obviously it's putting a strain on the roll, as we don't have much pet in our coffers, so we need more. Allow us to sell some stuff at a higher markup because we can save a little more of it. I sound very quiet and far away. Hey Leon, by the way. Everything on my mic is supposed to, I can just listen on my own stream. Hang on, I'm just gonna start up the stream so you might hear it here. I think you're right actually. Why is this? I haven't changed anything. How is this? That is so weird. I'll just check it here. Sounds a little. I took the mic in closer, but there's something wrong here. I don't know what it is. Something's changed. I haven't changed anything, so it shouldn't really be a problem. I'll just try this here. There's something wrong with my mic. How about this? This? That's probably the best I can do right now. Yeah. I'll need to look into it. Something getting better, sound much louder. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong here. I've been running this setup for weeks, so I don't know really what happened. Problem is, if this suddenly should switch back for some reason for the old settings, you'll probably have your earphones blasted off, because I turned up the gain so loud right now just to get it to a usable level. But there was some problems with the sound when I fired up the stream. Normally, I've had problems with the game before. The game has they have problems if I plug in my earphones. If I start up the game and then plug in my earphones, it keeps putting the sound out through the speakers. It can't really register. I don't know if that problem. And today I could normally just read up, put in the earphones, and it will work. But today there was some problems with it. I don't know if it's some kind of broader issue, if there's been some kind of update to Microsoft or something that's changed something in the background. I don't know. So we want to see some Sandarium here. That's why we're here. It's the only reason I'm mining this tax the land area here. Thanks for the heads up, Leon. If you didn't mention it, I wouldn't have discovered it myself. I of course check the stream and everything before I go live, but as I said, this if you check my past streams, there's never been an issue like that, lately at least. This, yeah, we should probably have gotten some. We might get a single stone of Cenarian or something lately, but if there was more in the ground, better stuff, we probably would have gotten it by now. Actually, I saw, what was it called? Pudding? Miss Pudding or something, who owns this land area down here, put in a little competition out there. Says she will tip a miner 100 pet if you will mine the area and report to her what kind of minerals are in the area. Personally, I mined it in the past, and it's really, sorry Miss Pudding, but it's a really bad mining area. I think there was someone saying there was Belcarlist cerium oil and just a regular plain stuff. And I went through it with, back then it was a VRX 3K finder, average search depth of 1000 meters, and I didn't find anything. It was because this area up here has Nixarium and Magnesium. It used to have a really good markup, so I wanted to see if I could expand the field down here, but there wasn't anything to be found. I was a bit curious running through it again, maybe unamped, and see if there was some rarer ores, but yeah. 100 pet is, and I don't really know how to get those 100 pet. Like if you would say straight up, if you run through it for 2 days spending 200 pet, I would do it. But I might just get wrecked and lose a lot more than 100 pet. and I don't feel like doing that. Obviously, if we take the whole you're gonna get 96% back on everything you spent theory, obviously 100 pet would be pretty good because we could spend a lot of pets down there, like 900 or more actually. 5,000 pets or something, no less, 3,750 approximately. Yeah, if someone definitely, it is an interesting bounty. If you feel like it, and obviously she has a requirement, like you need to be able to, I think, 800 meter search depth on average. So obviously she has a bit of a requirement, but if you can fulfill that and you feel like you can make good use of it and feel like you can calculate it in a way and do it in a way that will net you a profit, then I think it's possible. Like, if it wasn't because I think we're doing okay up here and it kind of would distort the whole bankroll challenge a little doing it, I would probably do it. If you take it easy, mine unamped, even with a deeper finder, you'll probably, as I said, see those 96% returns at least, maybe 95. So that 100 pet bounty should allow you to cycle a couple of K without risk. But the problem is, if you do that and someone else is doing it simultaneously and she pay out the bounty to that guy and you don't get any of it, then you kind of just cycle 2k pets in an area that is garbage. And that's the risk, and that was why I kind of didn't really go too much into it. Because there might be some rarer ores, there might be some langots there, it's quite possible there's langots. It's quite possible there's tritonite. But it's not something you're gonna find in the 200 drops. You need more than that. The mining has seemed to have gone down the crapper here. Hey, Alison. Ali, I don't know how to pronounce it. Hey, Alice. That's a neat. Yeah, I like those commands. I think they add a lot, actually, more than one should think. There's an estimation about history as well, so you can see how the roll was in the past weeks and how we progressed. don't worry, man. I put the commands in there because, as I said, I think they benefit. Obviously, those kind of numbers I can't really show on the screen. So I think that's a neat way of people to catch up if they've been away, or maybe some people just come in here once in a while to see how we do. And it's a way of catching up. I know some people use the exclamation mark tool command to see what kind of tools I am actually actively using, what kind of tools. But I normally just go over those on screen here because I can show them. People can see the average search depth if they don't know that. For instead of the exclamation mark tools there, if that just said I use a TK320, I use a TerraMaster 8 and stuff like that, it might not make sense to everyone. So it's just the all the exclamation marks, the commands for chat there revolves around the bankroll challenge, or if we have some kind of stuff going for memes or stuff like that. Oh, I haven't. No, it's correct. Never mind, it's correct. Do I have some sort of setup to automatically get the values for each command, or do you change them manually like daily? I change them weekly. Sometimes I do it in midweek and stuff, but I set up the whole thing to do on Sundays. So we roll over to a new week on Monday, and every command is updated on Monday morning. But we had a HOF yesterday that was at 1000 pet. So I do sometimes update the role command on its own, like if there's a really big change to the role, either positive or negative, I update that as it happens pretty much. Because it is a bit of a work every time. I have to pull everything out of storage, go to the trade terminal, get the combined value for it all, and then do a combined calculation as well. So it takes a little time every once in a while. So not to do that every day, and to actually make it possible for me to do on some kind of consistent basis, I thought once a week would be acceptable for everyone. And I update the runs below, so you can see how much I've spent on this mining run here and how much we get back, and I update those daily. So we normally have an idea on roughly where we're at. Oh yeah, I could actually go check out that my items. I don't know, it's a long time ago since I've used it, but back then there wasn't. Yeah, that could probably actually. Now that I think of it, you're right. There was a way to see what kind of ores and metals and stuff like that. Actually, I'll go take a look on it. That's actually a good tip there. It'll make it a lot easier. Because I think I will still need to categorize it and need to choose what kind of stuff it calculates and what stuff it not. I'm trying to stick to so accounting wise, I can't really shuffle it around too much and influence the bankroll in a positive or negative way. So the integrity is kind of intact and people knows what kind of items, and it's the same kind of items and it matters and categories that are being locked. So it doesn't, because I do have some items that are not in the bankroll. I do have a bit of materials and stuff like that, so I don't shuffle too many of those into the bankroll without it really makes sense to actually calculate those into the bankroll. Like for example, I don't calculate mind force chips, even though you could say, well, me having to teleport or drive or whatever would make sense to calculate into the bankroll because it's a natural cost that most miners have to endure. But I also use a teleportation chip 4, and I might use the teleportation chip more often than I normally would had I just mined. Simply because I am streaming, and I do think that me transporting myself across an area isn't really good fun to watch, is it? So I jump a bit more, I use the teleport chips a bit more than I would otherwise. Therefore I don't calculate them in, because that would just add extra cost that really isn't for everyone to have. Oh, more Devil's Sail. Rukai. Yeah, you do the same with hunting logs, even though you probably shouldn't lock transportation costs. You don't do it, yeah, as you see it as just you speeding up the process. Yeah, exactly. And it is not related to any kind of turnover model. It is just an accessory. But in my opinion, it's pretty important to keep some kind of log and know at least roughly how much you spend and what you get back, so you can adjust accordingly. Like this here, I probably just should end this run here because we're not getting paid right now, so I might just, yeah, do that. Put on a bigger amplifier on the L30 and go up to a Sherry Hearts and go a quick run there, see what we can get. Because the markup on this is horrendous. You hit your first dongle, congratulations Star Tracer, that's pretty amazing. There was a guy in chat not long ago as well, he hit it with a 105 as well. It feels good, doesn't it? It's a really, really rare and matter. I haven't found it for years. It's one of those things that are worth celebrating. You know, you can do that right here, right now. Give out some love for the dongle. It is special. Finding rare ores and matters is always special. and might make up the for the Magirian disaster. Yeah, if you're mining unamped, then that dongle is really gonna boost the roll. It means a lot getting that kind of markup. If you spend 200 pets, and what is it worth? 10 pet maybe dongle in markup. That really is like 5% on average for the whole run there, just for one single claim. Found it at 697 meters. Yeah, that makes sense actually. I don't think dongle reacts too well to deep finders, which is nice. Don't want the game to be revolving around just buying expensive stuff. Yeah, Chinook jungle really was... Damn, it was bad today. I'm gonna drop... Oh, I actually need... No, I'm gonna keep the level 2 amplifier on, because there are Sandarium in this area. And I wish I could just mine all day. It's probably good I had some stuff to do this afternoon, because mining is really nothing spectacular today. And the way I'm feeling right now, I would probably just mine all day if I had the opportunity. As Straken said when he was on stream, this game really gets under your skin. Sup the Tails, how you doing, man? Are you doing well? Still banging away with little 13 amplifiers. Distributing the wealth. Yeah, that's... I don't really know what to say about that. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for keeping us all afloat. What did I hit? That was a single hit of 72 pet Force Nexus. And Hall of Fame list was all wrecked when we hit it, so no, it's out now. But we did get it as a Huff, but it was just because there was a lot of Huffs going on. It wasn't crude oil, no, it was Force Nexus. It was even worse than crude oil. Yeah, feels kinda... Yeah, well, it's pet. Like, I must admit, I don't celebrate those kind of hits much these days. Gotta hit you. Yeah, I know, man. I felt the same way. I was kind of like, yes, meh, seems good, right? Because it is pets. It is 72 pets. Who doesn't enjoy 72 pets? Have I ever considered going to Arcadia? I just came back for Arcadia, actually. From Arcadia. I was on Arcadia Like, as you know, I've been on a break from the game for quite a few years. I got demoralized by the whole level 13 exploit that just went on for years, and Mindark not doing anything about it. But just before I left, I was actually on Arcadia. So when I came back, soon to be 2 months ago, I actually mined Arcadia a bit, and I just couldn't make it work. Yeah, I mine here. There's Redrite and Sanarium in this area here. So I do the Terramaster 8, and I do try and get a bit of it. What level 13 exploit? It was, I can't remember the names again. There was one in chat who actually kindly remembered and shared it. There was a couple of Polish guys. Radim was one of them, and something else. And they found a way to repair limited amplifiers. So they were mining FOMA for 2, maybe 3 years, constantly with level 13 amplifiers that they just repaired. Like, there wasn't meant to be a unlimited level 13 amplifier in game, but they found a way, some kind of equipping, like burning the amplifier down to a specific amount of pets, and then equipping that amplifier to a armor part. So they would equip the amplifier to an armor part and then repair it that way. So basically they were able to turn over a huge amount of pets, and obviously made a lot of money from it, and everybody in the community was just saying this is blatantly an exploit, and Mindark didn't do anything about it for all those years. I still think Mindark really need to apologize for that to the community, because it really demoralized a lot of people that so blatant, obviously glitch and exploit went on for years, completely wrecking their ore, and at that point it wrecked the Nakanesium market. And yeah, it was really demoralizing being on the sidelines of that, knowing that it was an exploit, and Mindark not doing anything about it. Do I know about the weapon amp glitch? No, I do not. But there's been a lot of those kind of glitches. The most latest one I knew about was the armor one, where you could wear down limited armor all the way to 0 and then keep using it, and it protected you like it was brand new. So there's quite a few of those. There seems to be some kind of coding problems when it comes to those things. Really plugging all the holes. With the limited items. Oh shit. Mob run there. See ya, suckers. It's something similar, but the weapon amp glitch was to equip an amp onto your weapon, and even though it has no TT value on it, it will still function. Yeah. I don't know what to say about those things. Mindark has changed directions, and they are focusing on the universe, and they're focusing on the core experience of the gameplay. But one thing this game is really, really reliant on is the integrity. The integrity of a market is probably the most important thing, and people need to believe that everyone here competes on a level, that are competing on the same level. And if someone are actively exploiting things like that, then you really lose faith, and people won't interact with the market. Nice Atrox hit there. Oh, that's a nice Atrox, yeah. Very nice. 1675. It's not unusual for Atrox, so those things can drop some decent stuff once in a while. I would have liked to have used it, but unfortunately I'm a miner only. Yeah. Like the first thing when I read about that. Oh, we got the wrong armor on. Oh, no. When I read about the armor exploit, the first thing I did was go to my storage to see if I had some limited armor out there that I could equip, but I didn't. So I equip my... There we go. Just needed to find the button. Like obviously when it's so blatant errors like that, like honestly, if I had known back then how to repair the level 13 amplifier and seeing how long it went on, you really gotta consider in legal terms. I'm not a lawyer, but I do have an education in public law, like what's the English word for it? Like I would probably work as a caseworker or something like that if I still worked within certain patent rights and claims cases and stuff like that. And when it comes to legal cases, if someone is showing significant negligence in protecting a market, you kind of consider it an even playing field that people start exploiting. So I would actually, I believe there would be some case there actually, because it went on for so many years, that you gotta consider that Minarch actually made a choice not to plug the hole. Did Minarch punish the exploiters in any way? Any suspicions banned? Yeah, they got banned after like 2.5, maybe 3 years. But it was way too late. Way too late. Like millions of pets and millions of ores and matters were dumped on the market at ridiculous prices because they could obtain them a lot easier than the rest of us. And cheaper. Oh shit, no, my friend. And honestly, as I said, if those exploiters actually took it to the courtroom, considering for how long it went on, and Minarch obviously had to known that it went on because it was pretty widely talked about on forums and in social circles related to Minarch, related to the game. I think they would actually have a pretty bad case because there was so much. Either it was an active choice from Minarch not to plug the hole that you gotta consider it might just have been a feature to the game. Like there are certain Easter eggs in the game and hidden stuff, so yeah, they could probably just claim, hey, you didn't plug it for 2.5 years and we went on, we globaled every single day, we huffed every single day doing this. You should have known that no avatar in their right mind would do this. And they could just go through the logs and they could see what kind of trades they'd done. And if they went through the avatar's logs, they could quickly see that they never bought that many amplifiers. So yeah, might have just been a feature of the game. I haven't forgiven Minarch for not plugging that hole and not handling it in a proper way. It really hurt a lot of people, and it hurt my trust in the game a lot as well. Well, anything that speeds up spending is beneficial to Minarch in the short term, and we all know that Minarch likes to think about the short-term game. And yeah, that's another argument for saying that, well, this wasn't an exploit in the way that you claim it is. You shouldn't log our account because we were paying everything we meant to. Like our returns were 98% like everyone else, right? So yeah, you made money on it and you didn't do anything. You just took our money and laughed all the way to the bank, and now you log in our account because you say suddenly it's an exploit. And this did go on right when Minarch were in financial trouble. That's pretty much a public secret. That they did have a very rough time from 2008 to 12, 13. So yeah, they might just have taken the turnover and used it to boost the books. Nobody really knows. Cannibalizing their own creation. Bastards. Anyways, a new chapter has been started. It's a new world. We'll see where this leads us, but I gotta admit, they can't pull a stunt like that again. In my eyes, anyways. Oh shit, wrong button. Sorry. Luckily, the Minarch from back then is different from Minarch now. Different CEO, different management. At least the CEO is acting vastly different, making some good. Yeah, that's my argument for. I wouldn't say that was my argument for coming back because it wasn't. But after I came back, I've been back once in a while, just taking a look at the game and then leaving again. But as you said, something has changed now. There's new management, there's new employees in various key positions. And as you said, he took a very different role. The previous CEO, every time he was interviewed about something, always had these kind of high-flying ideas about stupid-ass blockchain projects or creating apps for stupid little mobs fighting in space or whatever he came up with. But this guy here, Nell, I believe his name was, I read a couple of the interviews he gave, and every interview was just spot on. This is Entropia Universe, this is our core business, this is what we're gonna focus on. And I really like that, because most people are here because they enjoy the game. They're not here to buy stupid deeds for stupid pets fighting on apps. Plenty of casinos out there to do that. So many mobs there. Yeah, it was really, as you say, Leon Horvath, it's a good thing. It's a good decision. So seem to be focusing on the game we all love. I really want to see that grow, not seeing some kind of bust out blockchain project. Yeah, sorry, I am very critical about those ventures they had there back then. I was back then. I never bought I never bought any of those deeds. Not that I didn't have the pets, but I just saw it as an extremely risky and extremely unconvincing venture. The only thing that MindArc had within those projects that other studios and creative outlets didn't have was the ability to raise pets. Obviously, it's always important to be able to raise funds, but nobody gives you funds because you have the ability to raise funds. People gives you funds because you're able to create something within the scope that you present them. But MindArc, no, they wanted you to give them money because they're good at raising money. It's just a fallacy. But it's a completely different business, it seems, and I am at least very optimistic about the future for Entropia. Very much helped by the CEO's Nelster's comments about focusing on Entropia. Like, they can write as many times as they want on the forum saying, hey, no money and no creative resources are being removed from Entropia. They can write that and say that as many times as they want. I still won't believe it, because they might not remove existing resources, but all the potential that Entropia has and the creative expansion of Entropia is definitely removed. Because instead of focusing on expanding Entropia, they're focusing on expanding some other brain fart that someone had in the office. You like deeds, but you do agree the money should be used to fund development in Entropia Universe itself, not other bullshit. Compets, Deep Token were a massive waste of time and resources. Yes, that's my point. Don't get me wrong, I like the whole deeds. When the first deeds were introduced for Planet Calypso, I thought that was a great idea. It frees up massive amounts of money for MindArc to use to, as you say, expand Entropia. And it's a pretty see-through, it's a pretty clear, like, there are KPMG, the accounting firm that does only accounting for the income and expenses and payouts and stuff, so you can pretty much trust that the whole thing is a legit way of you getting returns. So yeah, I think that was a great idea. It's a great way of crowdsourcing money in this game. But as you said though, if they use those money they free up, if they cannibalize this universe for like what I'm looking for a very nice way of saying this, but if they cannibalize Entropia to raise money to go into other ventures that are in no way related to Entropia, or at least very vaguely related, then it's not a good thing. I'll say it like that. Oh. You don't like the deeds, Alice? Yeah, well, they are what they are. You get what you get. I think personally, I think they were overpriced right now. But if you look at the core model of the deeds, I think it's pretty solid. Like using it to buy a castle. Oh my god, Leon, I just forgot about the castle. Why did you get me started on that one? I read about that stupid ass castle. Like Mindark had a that was actually one of the very few good things that came out of Mindark. And I actually think there's a market for that today as well, but they probably know more about it. No, they probably don't know more about that than I do. But anyways, they used to have a magazine which was, I bought it, it was, you bought it in game for pets and then it was shipped out to your address and you got this pretty neat magazine, really good quality. You could read about some stories and interviews about Entropia universe. So we're really trying to build the universe in a social way and bringing news in a quality real life way to people. And I read about that fucking castle and it just wrecked my day. Like, who sits in their office in Sweden and thinks, oh yeah, let's buy a castle in Germany, and thinks this is good business? Like, you know what, guys, I found this castle here on Craigslist, and you know what, we can use this. Like, this is really gonna enhance this universe. Let's buy a castle in Germany. Yeah, let's do it, boys. Like, oh my god, sitting around the table all patting each other on the back. Yeah, we are a creative online virtual studio in Sweden. We need a castle in Germany. Like, I'm actually like, oh my god, the pain. Obviously, and I will give this to Mindark, the whole business and general interaction in businesses today and general institutions, bigger institutions have changed. If you go 15 years back when they bought that castle, or 13 years back, 14, people were more, they weren't as laser cut, clear point to the scope of a company. They weren't as focused on core business as you are today. So I'll give them that. There was a lot more dodgy stuff going on back then. The financial crisis really changed companies as institutions compared to what they used to be. With the deed selling, they need to make sure that the money earned from the grab is used to increase the revenue stream to a point where it surpasses the revenue lost from paying 50% of the income to deed holders. Yes, and I completely agree. I do believe, though, that when Mindark created the deeds, they did it out of necessity. Like, I don't think they had any plans for that revenue other than closing a very big hole in their books. So I completely agree. Going forward, I would say exactly the same as you. If they do these kind of things, they need to have a clear-cut idea. Like, it shouldn't be a way of financing general management and general expenses. It should be a way to enhancing, and you, like, today you don't sell your house to pay for the house you just sold. Like, that is called a broke ass bitch theory. You sell your house to buy a new house, a better house, or something that suits you better. And what Mindark did was selling the house to pay off the house they lived in. Hopefully they've matured from that, though. And the broke ass bitch theory was one I just made up. It's not a real thing, you can't Google it. Oh shit, I need to leave soon. Alice, thanks a lot for the follow, I appreciate it. If any of you other people out there feel like following, please do. I try to stream as much as my time allows me, and it's almost every day actually. And yeah, you can see the bankroll challenge we have going here. It is an ongoing project. We want to change the narrative, we want to change the discourse, we want to show that this game is not all about losing money. Don't believe what you read in the forums. But you do have to play it differently. And I'm trying to show that. You have to head out, Alice. It was nice spending some time here. I appreciate it. Take care, man, and or woman. And good luck today and enjoy. I need to leave myself very soon as well. I'm already behind, but just one more probe. Star Tracer, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Now we can keep track on the channel here and see where I mine and make sure you beat me to the good fields. Do we want to see some Henry Cube here, but we're not really getting any. This is a really good playlist. I need to save this one. Suits my general mood quite well right now. Good feels of Megarian Mist. I think I would put a kappa after that one. Shibated. We did get shibated and Chinook there. Both of us. Well, that was my last stream. I'm already behind, and we are definitely not finding anything of real value here. So I'm gonna get on with my day. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love having you guys around, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Having a good chat about the Entropia universe and see me doing some mining and stuff. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of it. Again, thank you all for being here. I'll host Mission. He's a new guy. It's a bit of a different gameplay, but I actually watched him yesterday and it was quite entertaining. He was a funny guy on his own, so it's a different channel. But personally, I enjoyed it. Why can't I see him here? Isn't he streaming anymore? Oh, I misspelled it. It's a C before the S. There we go. Okay, I'll host me some. Take care, guys, and take care of your pet card, the Tails Gaming. Have a good fun to you too, my friend, and good luck in there. And try and keep the pets for more than a day, right? Yeah, See you later, guys.